Go on then, Darren Ambrose. You've been waiting to have your say on Manchester United and my little love letter.
No, look, it's nothing against you, love letter or anything like that. And I can, like, as Bayo said, I can hear the passion, I can hear the hurt. But come on, United supporters need to get a grip, get in the real life. You're dealing with what other football clubs deal with week in, week out. Since the Premier League started, now it's the 30th birthday of the Premier League. Manchester United have won 13 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cup, 4 League Cup, 2 Champions League and 1 Europa League. Not to mention Community Shields. Now, I'll talk about myself as a Spurs supporter. We've won 2 League Cups and got into the Champions League final once. I mean, that's why I say it's spoiled brats. You haven't won a title since 2012, 2013. Boo-hoo. This is the time. And as Bayo said, that Manchester United need the supporters. They don't need people booing. They don't need social media putting out that Harry Maguire stood on the wrong side of the tunnel or got into the wrong dressing room. No wonder they're so scared going out there. No wonder Manchester United don't win nothing. The support base is just spoilt with winning so many titles. Now, I get the passion. I understand that's the reason why. But this is football now. You're on a low. It's a transition, as Bayo said. You're on a low. You need to build back up. You've spent an awful lot of money. You can argue it's the ownership. You can argue it's the players. I don't disagree with either of those. Something needs to change at the top. The players, unfortunately, are not the players of old. The manager is not Alex Ferguson. The players are not the players. The Roy Keanes, the Giggs, the Scholes, the Nevilles, Beckham.
But there still has to be
them.
a certain level of effort and commitment, and it's not about the players' skill set.
But who's saying they're not giving effort? They're giving the effort that they can give.
Did you think they gave effort yesterday?
They didn't stop running.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Brentford. Now, let's talk about Brentford, who were magnificent. Brighton last week were magnificent as well. Now, people are not fearful of Manchester United anymore, and that's the issue.
Massive.
That's the issue.
You understand? You know what the maddest thing is? If you're not scared of something, your whole mentality, mindset changes. That Man United, most teams City's got it now. Most teams are beaten. So if you take a 2-0 at City, you've we were saying at Bournemouth. We was like, oh, you know what? If Bournemouth don't keep it, it's a good loss. That's
4-0's respectable.
So and that's what football is, and we can't get away. That's not new. That's what it was with Man United going to Old Trafford. Man United would beat you. And I'm going to touch on it. I'm a Liverpool supporter. Liverpool won the first Premier League when it changed to Premier League recently. And before that, they ran it. 80s, they ran it. And I remember, I think Klopp's first game, played West Brom, drew 2-2. They went to it and celebrated, and everybody was ripping him. And that was the hurt. I remember, I think he got Balotelli and Barini up front was, but you have to go through hurt. Yep. And the definition of support, and I'm with you, and that's the reason why we love this game, because it's an opinion-based game, and you love it. So we heard it. Me and Ambrose, we just went silent. Y'all could have played the music in the background when you was doing your letter, because we heard it and we felt it.
Yeah.
But we have all been there.
Yeah.
And it's just, and exactly, I didn't even know the stats you put out. Like, well, 2012, 2013 ain't even that long ago in the grand scheme of.
It seems like a lifetime ago.
That's what I'm trying to say. But in the grand scheme of things, like, and when you're looking at the Tottenhams, and when you're even looking at when Liverpool last won it, bar this time. So that's what it is. The definition of support is now. When you're talking about Maguire, these players need you. You can't be saying.
But it's a two-way street, isn't it? Because I think if any football fan at any level, if you can see that your team are trying their hardest, and I don't think they were trying their hardest yesterday, Darren, I'm sorry, then you will give it back. If they're not, then I think you're right to express your dissatisfaction. Let's hear from the Manchester United manager, Erik ten Hag. He was speaking after that drubbing at Brentford, and he apologised to the Manchester United fans.
I feel really sorry for them, and that is it must be they have to suffer, and they don't have to do. We have to do different. We have to give them performances. We have to give them results, and that's why we are here. And so we have to change that really quickly.
Of course.
Yep.
But okay, let me put this into perspective, right? Any individual, not even just a footballer, but any individual wants to know what direction they're going in. These players ain't changed really, but they've had 4 or 5 different managers who's coming in and has got 4 or 5 different ways of doing things. So you're constantly starting again. So these players now, it's not, when you've got one manager who, and we're going to touch on this about coming in and doing extra training. When you've got one manager who is that way inclined, either you really like him or you dislike him, makes you stay there to makes you get in at 7 o'clock and leave at 9 o'clock. If that's what you know the manager is, you may dislike him, but you respect him because that's how he goes on. These players continually start again. And their process is in the public eye.
Yep.
So they're trying to get better in the public eye week in, week out. And listen, they're humans. Yep. And the craziest thing is I'm not a Man United supporter, but I'm a footballer who understands. And my level I was at was different in the sense of all eyes being on the Man United players. But you constantly understand when you continue starting again and it's not going right. It's hard because you don't know, okay, are we coming in at 7 o'clock? Is it double training? Oh, does he not like us to wear headphones? Oh, does he like us to eat this? Oh, does he do... And it's constantly,
changing,
and it's just changing. It's difficult.
No one.
So are you guys discounting the suggestion that any footballer ever has not put a shift in? Are you saying
Absolutely
you've
not.
never been in a dressing room where players have down
So
Absolutely
I've
not.
done it. I won't even front. So
Of
listen,
course.
I've done it where, you know what, I ain't checked for a manager. I won't say the manager, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I can't be asked today. But it's human.
Mate,
We're humans.
when you're losing by 3 or 4, it's easy to say you're not trying hard. And when you're trying hard, everything goes wrong because the confidence are gone. I'm going to be totally honest with you. You're going to get grief off football supporters over the letter. I'll get grief. Bale will get grief over coming back at you. But this is why no one feels sorry for Manchester United. No one will feel sorry for when Manchester City, when they start losing. No one will feel sorry for Liverpool because you've been at the very, very top. Now, everyone, look, people were, I went on social media, people was crying out for Roy Keane to be in the studio. They can't wait for Gary Neville's rants because they find it funny. And that's the issue with footballers. And that's why Manchester United go out on the pitch and they're fearful because they know what the shirt means. And it's not their fault that they're not that good. They're not that good because they're Premier League. They're top quality international football players. But they're not the players of old of Manchester United that won everything. And they're always going to be compared and ridiculed for that.